Hello YouTube land, my name is Kestalkayden, and today I'm going to be showcasing the Cospris Malice COC-Spin to win type assassin build. Now, a couple things to note. This is a little bit different from the ones that are posted in the forum. Mind you, this is 3.8 League, so some things aren't available to me. So let's just go off right from here. We are using Inspiration with a Carcass Jack. We are using Yoke of Suffering with a Heart of Ice. Alternatively, you can use Pandemonious. However, I like the ability to shock, especially with how many times Cyclone attacks, especially with how many balls are around, etc., etc. We are doing Herald of Ice, Precision, Zealotry, Flesh of Stone, with a Zealotry has mana reduction. So from there, you can focus on getting Watcher's Eyes with Zealotry on it, or if you want, you can actually swap Herald of Ice for a Hatred, but then you'd have to drop Flesh and Stone. And get a lower level on Precision in order to get everything to work. However, I like my MTXs, and it's a great way to showcase them with this build. So Cospris Malice has Life Leech in it with Ice Nova and obviously Frostbolt. We're using a Light of Lunaris. And most importantly, we're using an series Acuity because, well, Volpactio. It definitely adds a lot of sustain. One of the things that I will be doing eventually, and I'm actually going to be trying to do this, is get this 6 length so I can get a base of crit strike chance and multi-modder on that, because that would give me a bonus, I'd say almost 1,000 effective life, which would be great for this build. However, then at that point, I might want to switch it up to the Hatred variant. However, for now, because of the increased area of effect and Herald of Ice, it's both a mapper and a bosser. So let's just double check. Yeah, sure. We have one of these. Overall, it is a very fun build. The sustain is pretty decent. Without the series Acuity, it would be pretty tough, but it would be fine. I went with the series without that for quite some time. And including doing Uber Elder without the series Acuity. It's just the series Acuity has a very nice quality of life. So where's my first big pack, yo? That was a very small pack. So as you can see, this clears up pretty much most trash mobs instantly. It's great. The attack speed once frenzy charges are up on Cyclone is 7.5. Well, 7.49. That's as close as I can get to 7.5 as I humanly possibly could. Alternatively, although I know that there's a lot of dual Cospris builds out there right now, I just like the additional block chance, especially with Flesh and Stone. We're using we're using the stone part, so it just makes life much, much easier. And you know what? That is fine. Again, I've done Uber Elder with this, I've done Shaper with this, I've done into Depth 500 with this. I haven't really gone too much further into the depth, or into Delve this league, unfortunately. I've been kind of focused on a lot of Blight mechanics. I've been doing Blighted maps. Tier 14 Blighted maps are pretty easy with this. Especially with the Vol pack, literally lines of monsters. This works really well for Blights, let me tell you. We're not going to actually do the Blighted part just because it's just a standard T15. Yeah, this is a T15 map. This is just to kind of showcase exactly what's going on with this build. It melted the boss pretty easily. I was never really in any danger. The life steal was nice. The reason why we have so much energy shield is again because of Soul Tether as well as Glorious Vanity. We have a Watcher's Eye Jewel, we have Tempered Mind up there just for the extra accuracy, which is great for your Cyclone. Frozen Trail, and a secondary Frozen Trail, which I'm going to probably remove one of them because I don't think I necessarily need them. I'm going to do something else with extra crit chance. On my next level, I'm basically just going to go grab Throat Seeker and call it a day. This build is currently level 94. I did Uber Elder back at level 90, so I forget what I removed at that point. I think I had less life, and yeah, so 2-2, I was right here. Anyway, Uber Elder done pretty easily. Yeah, 35 challenges. We're kind of focused on getting a few more things, but basically, right now I'm just focusing on getting this one just so I can get my 36 and call it a day. Alternatively, we just need to find an Ool. And I haven't been able to find an Ool in Delve, despite going down like depth 500 on one account, and then me and the wife going to Delve 400 on another, and spending a crap ton of Sulfite. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. Anyway, so this is basically just your standard Poacher's Mark ring along with Mark of the Shaper. Again, Yoke of Suffering is great for the resistances, as well as the ability to shock. Not to mention increased damage for each type of element you have inflicted, etc., etc. I don't know what else I can mention. This build is fun. It's definitely fun, especially now that you can anoint. The anoints are amazing because now I don't have to allocate Heart of Ice, so that saves me like 9 points or 8 points, or however many you can do. And just slap it on a Pandemonious or slap it on a Yoke of Suffering, and off you go. Overall, this build is fun. It does have decent sustain. Once you get the Series Acuity, which when I purchased it was like 4x. Keep in mind, 4x right now isn't exactly all that much. You can farm quite a bit of currency from Cassia. So just keep that in mind. It was fun. It was fun. It was definitely fun. This league in general was actually kind of fun for us. I didn't think I'd have this much fun in Blight, just because of the whole tower defense mechanic, but I definitely had a lot of fun. One other thing, it wasn't an issue because of the fact that this was a T15 map, but usually what I would do is drop vortexes directly over them, just because of, well, increased damage, basically, which is great, especially seeing as it is coupled with Bone Chill and all that fun stuff. It was cool. As for my defensive, I have Frost Bomb, which is the important part, so cold resistance, exposure, very important. Plus Enfeeble, so they do less damage to me because they can't hit me as often, along with Cast When Damage Taken and Immortal Call. Keep in mind with Flesh and Stone, also using the Stone part, you take 10 or 11% less damage from attacks from enemies that aren't nearby, while in Sand Stance, and nearby enemies are blinded, so again, Enfeeble also kind of adds to that, which is great. Anyway, again, this build is quite fun. These are my flasks. I don't necessarily need a Quicksilver. I could probably go for something else and just slap on Freeze onto it, just because the speed, like this Leap Slam speed, is fast enough. However, if I was going to switch over, because I'm doing this Mistwalker, I feel like having an elusive step, or sorry, the withering step, or whatever that is, would be a pretty big benefit. It's just I tested it out and the speed isn't that good, so I'd have to modify my build in order to get more base movement speed, or find ways to actually just, you know, push this out even further. Anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed. So yeah, that's about it. Leave a comment down below, subscribe to my channel, leave a like on the video, and don't forget the most important part: have fun.